There's a new drug dealer in town. And it ain't Raheem on the block. In parentheses, peer pressure. Peer pressure. All right, so I have 2 articles I want to share. And of course, well, not 2 articles, 1 article and 2 scriptures. And with that, I would like to say, Kal Halal, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahushai Bahashim, Ruach Kodash, Dawada Yahweh for giving us Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles of GMS, who have the 100% spirit of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai in them. Double honors to the Connecticut elders of GMS, our big brothers. And greetings and salutations to the brothers in this country and all over the world who are prophesying in the true name of what you people stupidly and ignorantly call God and Christ. The true name is Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, which is none other than the power of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and anybody who are descendants from those people on their father's side. Shalom to those who are scattered abroad. Shalom to the Akim and Aquath. I'm your Iqua. So, you know, I have to do it this way because, again, you should know by now what's up with my site. I do my shows on BitChute, and but I wanted to do this one on YouTube, and you know, get on this site. All right, so I'm gonna get right into it. All right, but I just want to point out a few things, a few talking points before I get into the point. Again, there's a new drug dealer in town. All right, and like I said, the title is called Peer Pressure. All right, and you can connect the dots. All right, but I just want to get into first before the article is remember DARE. Remember that? Okay, and just have to bring it up point, like remember DARE. You know how, you know the whole acronym to DARE when we were in school. You know, in the late '80s and the early '90s. I don't know if they have DARE anymore, but you know, I'm 40 and back in the late '80s and '90s. You know, in school, especially in middle school in the '80s, well, elementary school, they put this DARE in society in the early '90s. You know, and DARE stands for to resist drugs and violence. All right, to resist drugs and violence. All right, it says teaching students. What it was about teaching students decision making for safe and healthy life. For a safe and healthy life. So that's one of my things I want to kind of remember DARE. Remember what they advocated. So where is DARE now? Also DARE, right? They also promoted diet, attitude, and renewal and exercise. Okay, they influenced diet, attitude, renewal, and exercise. And again, it was all about teaching, you know, young kids, right? You know, elementary school, you know, make better decisions that'll make you safe, but really more so a healthy lifestyle. So their whole thing was about promoting, you know, healthy lifestyle. Saying no to drugs. You know, when you come across a guy who's who's a drug dealer, you know, how did they come to you? How did it come to kids? They say, hey, you know, you want to try? You want to take a hit, man? Because his thing is he got to make money. That's the whole point of a drug dealer, to make money. Okay, keep that in mind. What's going on today in the world? And again, when a drug dealer approaches you, how they had these little skits in these DARE programs, you know, they had a little drug dealer in the alley somewhere. Hey, man, you want to try something? Huh? You know, and one of the things they used to say to you was a drug dealer. They say, well, everybody's trying it. Everybody's trying it. Why don't you do it? You know, it make you feel good. It make you feel happy, right? Don't that sound familiar? That whole vibration or energy of a drug dealer, like they used to warn you when you were little in the DARE program. Don't that sound familiar? Well, I can't say too much. It's probably gonna get deleted, but you know, we already know who the new drug dealers are, man. And again, it ain't in your block. It's a country. All right. And again, my point is, before I read the article, why they're not, because you're going to see the counter what they're doing, but why are they not promoting diet? You know, because at the end of the day, if you want to, it doesn't take it's not rocket science how to have a healthy life, right? You eat to live. You don't live to eat. Remember that saying? Your own grandfather was saying that when you're younger. So to eat to live, You have to eat, to live, you got to eat food that gives you life. You know, food that doesn't give you life, you're not going to live, right? So it has to be food with life in it. What has life in it? Food that has power. That's life, you know, which is power comes from nutrients, minerals, and electrolytes, you know. All those kind of things give you energy and power to make you live a longer and healthy life. And guess what? That's in the scriptures, man. You know, but of course, the government's telling you, they tell you something else. They telling you, according to them, you don't got to live healthy. You could be living like Bruce Lee. You could be living like an Olympian, but you still got to do something. Right? How does that make sense? So that what they should be doing is having big, you know, if they were about something, if they're about care and safety, all these words that they're pushing out there, right? Where are the big? Why is there only one option? Why aren't there the number one option, which would be have big facilities, man, giving out nutrient pills or nutrients, all right, minerals, right? What about programs fixing your attitude, a better lifestyle with attitude? Which attitude the Lord gives you that through the scriptures, man. But I'm just speaking in layman's terms that what your society should be doing, because an attitude is also a sick mind will make a sick body. A strong man makes a healthy body. Sometimes people are sick, get out of their sickness by just being strong mentally and thinking positive. Sometimes when you're sick and you're depressed, it makes you more sick, no matter what you do to your body, even healthy foods. So a healthy mind is number one, man. Right? And also exercise, man. What happened to exercise? You know, because of, remember when Michelle Obama and Michelle Obama and Obama himself, whatever, Barack Obama, when he was in office, what were they promoting? I even asked actually when this thing first hit, they were promoting, or even before, they had a little thing where they were promoting, I think Michelle Obama, like fit to live or exercise, something like that, or she was promoting healthy living. So what happened to that, man? So you get the point, all right? So which proves their case, but this is what they're doing instead. So let me read this article. It's out of Natural News, all right? And it says, perverted inclinations. Hey, young adults, it's entitled off of Natural News. Smoke a free joint and chew on free cannabis edibles while you get injected with blood clotting heart, well, I can't say all that, but while you get the other result. All right? So people, and it's happening all over the country, man. People are getting incentives to have 4-year free college tuition, free advertising sex and strip clubs to people who take the job in strip clubs. What other stuff are they? We're about to read. And the point is, again, you know, if they really cared, where was all this sense of urgency? Where was the same energy to our people, you so-called blacks, Latino Americans, right? Because they're targeting us. Where was the same effort that's destroying our people on higher levels? Where's that same effort to fix those problems, man? Starting where we live in the hood, in the ghettos, right? The so-called educational system, which, you know, if you come to the knowledge of Yahweh Shemai Shai, he is a true education, which means to bring without. To bring without, we're bringing out what? You are the children of the nation of Israel. If you believe in the Most High, you have to believe in the name, which is Yahweh Shemai Shai, through his son. To believe in the Heavenly Father, the power through his son. You know, and ultimately you're from the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. This is what's going to come out of you, that you're the chosen. You know, but ultimately what I'm saying in layman's terms, in their system, right? They're not where we're most destroyed as a people. Where's that same effort to save us in those parts where we live, what's in the schools, you know what I mean, all that BS, right? Us being in the jail system, our fathers, the fathers of your family being in the jail system, where's the same efforts trying to fix and help those men? There's none, man. You already know the deal. So you guys got to put the pieces together and say, connect the dots and say, man, this is suspicious, man. Because it don't take, if something's really good for you, it don't take a lot of convincing to prove that it's good. Right? You're getting peer pressure to do what you do. So let's read this article. Right? It says, and actually, let me read this one before. I have another one here. This is a quick one paragraph. This is from unvaccinated hospital workers given the boot after refusing vaccine. All right, this is actually from our local news. Okay, unvaccinated hospital workers given the boot after refusing vaccine. It says hospital workers in Texas refused to get a COVID-19 vaccine as part of a company policy are now facing extermination after the deadline came and went this week, prompting some workers to gather in protest. Dozens of people carrying signs and waving American flags gathered outside of Houston Methodist. All right. Now let's look at the comments. I'm just reading comments now. All right. Man, this is number one. I'm just reading it. They said it incorrectly claimed that this meant that the vaccines were experimental and therefore potentially unsafe. That's exactly what it is. Only approved via an emergency order. It has been rigorously tested. There are unknown risks and future unknown risks for those who have received this vaccine. It is unconstitutional to force people to participate in medical experiment. We have the right to refuse poison being infected, la la la. Yeah, like I said, that same slogan for use for abortion. Why can it not? What you women are using? What can it not be used for today? Well, we're in this situation. Here it is when abortion was being pushed in society, which is totally against the Most High's will, God's will, right? Is for you, women. Your excuses were what? My body, my choice. Well, how come that same quote can't be used in this scenario? Why? Because they have a planned agenda, okay? And it's not it's not to your well-doing. I'll just say it like that. All right, it's about life and death. Okay. Okay, let's read another one. He says, so not fair. I know lots of fully vaccinated people in the hospital with COVID right now. Virologists are saying anyone who gets vaccinated will be dead in 3 years. So why are we being forced to take an unknown, untested toxin, non-FDA approved vaccine? I will not, nor my family. Okay, so I'm just reading comments. All right, I didn't say anything. I'm just reading comments. All right. Oh, look at this. Walk out, nurses. Your body, your choice. Another one. After everything they did during the pandemic, and that's how they get paid back. At first, they were getting applause. Now they're getting the boot. Yeah. That's right. That's a good point. Here it is. Who is being celebrated? All the nurses, the first responders. Thank you. They had commercials, right? Commercials with the UPS driver getting up, delivering your package, and the whole block clapping, right? Remember that commercial? But guess what? Now those people who are clapping for, those brave, courageous people doing their jobs during a major pandemic the world's never seen, more than any worst thing that happened in the Bible, right? Guess what? They're going to get fired. They're getting fired. Those people that were praised. So much for being strong, right? So much for being courageous. You're going to get fired now. All right, so I just wanted to read that one. So let's get to this article. Okay. All right, so first it says, just like perverted clowns at, I'm not going to read too much, I'll post the rest. It says, just like perverted clowns at a circus trying to lure your children away from you with candy and crooked smile, just like a drug dealer, the CDC and the vaccine industrial complex are getting a $10 billion infusion from Biden regime for marketing and advertising all the deadly blood clotting. I'll just say advertising, you know what? $10 billion to the government and certain establishments to push this, man. All right. The CDC just got $10 billion from the government. This smacks of memos of cigarette manufacturers targeting kids and teenagers to turn them into early death smokers, except the vaccines are killing people within weeks instead of decades. Okay? Well, it looks like it's going to be off with that one. But, again, I'm just reading an article. And, again, they're pointing out the same methods that being pressured to do this was the same pressure and advertisement that was being pushed to saying cigarettes are safe. Now what they're saying about cigarettes, they're saying it's unsafe. There was ads in the 60s and the 50s that had a picture of a doctor with a cigarette in his mouth. and would say, oh, it's safe, my doctor's doing it. Okay? But we all know cigarettes is totally unhealthy, man. Right? It says, young Americans are being lured and coerced right now into getting deadly inclinations by getting baited by the U.S. government with free pot, beer, donuts, lottery tickets, and free seats at professional sporting events. Why not just offer all the youngsters free porno while you're at it? You're just getting smart. So I'm going to skip a little bit. Snacks for vax means get high while you get stuck with, you know what? And it says other stuff. Okay. All right, so I'll just leave it at that. Let me see what other stuff I can get in here. I'll read this one. It says, with less than 0.04 death rate from COVID and nearly a 0.0 death rate from healthy young adults, plus teens and children, why in the heck does the U.S. government, NIH, the CDC, and the FDA have to lure healthy people into getting inoculated? Let's make sure I pronounce that right.
Inoculated, using free drugs, i.e. commercial medical group, alcohol, junk food, and show tickets. And it's all approved by the Biden's vaccine industrial complex. The answer.
All right, well, that's it. So I might use that more often. But it said inclinated, all right? So I can't read anymore. It's pretty revealing. But again, I got to read this one fact. How are they gonna? Well, let's read this one point. No one has ever died from overdose of marijuana, but 5,000 people have already died from. All right, well, I can't read that, so we get the point on that. So I'm gonna post the article on the description. All right. So I just want to get these two scriptures. Psalm 69:22 first. All right, Psalms chapter 69, verse 22. Excuse me. Slack. Okay, Psalm 69, verse 22. Now, this is talking about, man, I did say, you know what? This is a whole good chapter I wanted to read because it's such a good chapter. I might read the whole thing. Let me go to Jeremiah. I'm gonna finish in Psalm 69. Let me read this. I'll read this one verse. I'm gonna come back to it. The whole chapter is bad. Psalm 69 verse 22. It says, "Let their table become a snare before them." Right, and that which should have been for their welfare, let it become a trap. Again, let their table become a snare before them. Now, that's talking about King David. I'm going to go, Lord willing, revisit this chapter after this next scripture. But to say that this is really talking about King David and his prayer to the Lord, and that he was saying, you know, all the stuff that he was going through. But he was talking about the ones that are going after him, the wicked, the wicked, the wicked people in his kingdom at the time were going after him. He was fleeing. So he's talking about the wicked that were going after him to destroy him, to kill him. And so he's saying, let their table be being snare, you know. And being that represents all of Israel as well. All right, what is your table? All the gifts and the goodies that you think you know about the Lord, right? But you have the zeal, but you don't have the knowledge, right? So it says, let their table become a snare before them, because when you eat at a table, like let's say Thanksgiving, you have all these goodies, you know, you have your turkey, you have your, you know, your all these corn, all these different foods, right? So it's like a big feast before you, and it says, and that which had been good for the welfare, let it become a trap, you know, and you know, let's say all those foods you're eating on the table has really become a trap for you. So I'm just correlating it with what's going on now, is that here it is again. All the stuff that is before you in the world, things that you know, that could be on your table. You think you know this about this situation. You think you know that about that sickness. You think you know this about that government. You think you know this about your job. But everything you think you know is really, you're going to come to find out a lie. All right, we living in the mass. We're living in an age of deception. Like the scriptures say, a cover and cast, and that's being peeled back by none other than Yahweh Shema Shai through his prophets, giving you the truth. And the ultimate truth is that the Lord's going to come back by IPO UFOs, chariots of the Heavenly Father, which is your government's talking about right now, which we've been talking about here at GMS, Storm with the Apostles, and way back for years, right? Always talk about the chariots of the Lord. Always talk about how he's going to come back, right? So everything you think you know has become a lie. But it says, right? It says, and that which should have been for their welfare, let it become a trap. And the thing that you're doing right now, that the government is telling you that's for your welfare, well, it's going to become a trap onto you, man. And it's going to be very evident in the weeks and the months to come of what trap you're in, and it's become fatal. Okay. So I'm going to go back to that chapter. Let me go to one more. This is Joshua 23:13. Joshua 23:13. Okay, because the key word I was looking up was trap. You being in trap, you people are, well, that might be too much, right? But it's a setup. You guys are being set up, but not the men of the Lord. The Lord has woke us up to what's going on and to warn you. All right. So Joshua 23:13. I'm just going to get to the point. This is when Joshua was actually passing away and was getting old and stricken in age. And he was giving a spiritual speech from the Spirit of the Lord to the men about what to do next and how to occupy and maintain the land of Israel that the Lord gave us. And not to mix with these other nations, these heathen nations. That was the main point. Don't mess with these other heathen nations, man, because the Lord will definitely return his wrath upon you. So this is Joshua chapter 23, verse 13. It says, know for certainly, hold up, Slot. It says, know for certainly that the Lord your power will no more drive out any of these nations from before you, but they shall be snares and traps unto you, and scourges in your sides, and thorns in your eyes. And that's exactly what the nation of Israel, we're here in America, which is our slavery, which America means bitter, which is the etymology of the word America. This is a bitter place for our people. It always has been, and it will continue to be. Okay, and the point is that we're in the land that's not ours. We're in foreign land. We're in foreign territory. All right, we're amongst the heathens. Okay, and the heathens don't have our interests at heart, which our interest at heart is spiritual, which is linked to Yahweh Shema Shai. We're the chosen. That's why the scriptures say, who go outside the acts how I do is who shall bemoan thee. No one's out there to help us out. Jeremiah 15:5 or 5:15. It says, again, it says, know for certainly that the Lord your power will no more drive out any of these nations from before you, but they shall be snares and traps unto you, right? And snare and the trap is a trap, and scourges in your sides, and thorns in your eyes, until you perish from off this good land which the Lord your power hath given you. And behold, this day I'm going the way. All right, so that was a point there. Okay, just to show, okay, that at the end of the day, that's what you've become in this nation, man. Amongst all these other nations, with Esau setting up taskmasters over you in your cities, even in the city you grow up in, you got Arabs coming in there owning stores, owning liquor stores, getting grants and credit and loans to own stores, to make money in your neighborhood they grew up in. And they just got there a year before, can't even speak a lick of English, and they're selling you chicken and food and Arab food and halal sandwiches and all that. and they're destroying you, and especially you know who, all right, Edom, Esau. He's destroying you in the biggest way. What's going on in the current news right now? What they pushing towards you, you know? He's the new push on the block, man. He's the new drug dealer, all right? Pushing this towards you to peer. Oh man, give you peer pressure, man. I totally forgot, man. I meant to bring out this definition, which peer pressure. I forgot, Salak. Which is that's what's going on, you know. Peer pressure is what? A feeling that one must do the same things as other people of one's age and social group in order to be liked or respected by them. So like I meant to bring it out right there in the beginning, you know, because that's what's going on in society. You're being pressured to do certain things because other people are doing it, you know, right? They even film elected officials getting the jab, or we don't know if that's real or not. It could be a toy, right? Filming that to put pressure on you to get the you know what. So like I meant to bring that out in the beginning, but I forgot. So let's go to okay, let me go to Psalm 69, and I'll just finish there. The whole chapter is bad, and it talks about Yahweh Shemashai, how he's with us, okay? So it says, we'll read it all the way through. Wait a minute, actually, my bad, I might have been mistaken. Salak. Oh, I'm sorry. That was Joshua I wanted to read all the way through. So let me go back to Joshua. Okay. Joshua 23. Okay, Salak. Salak. Okay, so I'm gonna read. Salak, I'm gonna read all of Joshua 23, and it's relevant. Okay, spiritually, right? Obviously from the scriptures. So it says, Joshua chapter 23, verse 1 and 16 verses. It reads, "And it came to pass as a long time after that the Lord had given them rest unto Israel from all their enemies round about, that Joshua waxed old and stricken in age." It says, "And Joshua called for all Israel and for their elders and for their heads." Right? So all the elders came before Joshua, right? And it says, "And their heads." And it said, "And it came past that a long time after that the Lord had given rest unto Israel from all their enemies round about, that Joshua waxed old and stricken in age. And Joshua called for all Israel, and for elders, and for their heads, and for their judges, and for their officers, and said unto them, I am old and stricken in age, and ye have seen all that the Lord your power hath done unto all these nations because of you. For the Lord your power, Yahweh Shemashai, is he that hath fought for you." That's why I wanted to read this, man, because this is what we're coming into. We're coming into, if you believe, the Lord's going to fight for us, man. No matter how unbelievable, the odds are against you, even when it includes your life or your death, the Lord's going to fight for you, man. All right? And he always has. So this is what Joshua's saying. So beautiful speech from Joshua. It says, through the spirit of Yahweh Shemashai, it says, "Behold, I divided unto you by lot these nations that remain, to be an inheritance of your tribes from Jordan with all the nations that I have cut off, even unto the great sea westward." And I was talking about Joshua, who actually was the spirit on him to divide the 12 tribes of Israel into their own lands. Okay, because Joshua, the Most High, Yahweh Shemashai, took Joshua, all right, and delivered us, which his name is also Yahweh Shai, because he delivered us also into the promised land, the nation Israel, the land of Israel. And Joshua actually divided all the 12 tribes from Judah all the way to Issachar, all the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, their lands. All right, which proves who Elder Ariah is in the spirit, Lord willing, because he's the one that broke down the 12 tribes you know, on this side, in this realm, you know, which reincarnation, we know who he is. All right. Joshua. And Lord willing, he will be back. That's another subject. It says, and the Lord your power, he shall expel them from before you and drive them from out of your sight, and ye shall possess their land as the Lord your power hath promised unto you. But ye therefore very courageous to keep and to do all that is written in the book. Excuse me. Be ye therefore very courageous and to keep and to do all that is written in the book of the law of Moses, that ye turn not aside therein to the right hand or to the left, that ye come not among these nations, these that remain among you, neither make mention of that name, of their name, of the name of their gods, nor cause to swear by them, neither serve them, nor bow yourselves unto them, but cleave unto the Lord your power, as ye have done unto this day. You got to cleave unto Yahweh Shema Shai, your power, not a government, not a man, but a spiritual entity who you belong to. Yahweh Shema Shai. That's who you got to answer to. And you think the creator of the world, you think the Lord who created the universe, the stars, the planets, the sun, the moon, the sun to hit the earth, to solar power us, because we're a solar power. The plants are, what is it, photosynthesis. They work by certain chlorophylls and chemicals for them to grow that green, chemical to grow, that to flourish, to plant and to flourish the earth. We are solar powered as well by the foods that we eat, but we are energized by the sun, energizing our bodies to perform also the foods we eat. You know, sun brings forth food to the world. That's how the Lord, created that by certain lights and energies, right? So you think the Most High, right, doesn't agree that we should be taking it from the earth? The Lord's a naturalist. So you got to believe what the Lord told you to do, all right? And it ain't putting nothing in you but what's supposed to be in you rather than the earth, okay? Foods of the earth. So it says, yeah, so we're supposed to cleave onto the Lord, man. And cleave onto those laws, statutes, commandments, which we're not supposed to be following any other man, nor the government, nor the nation. We're supposed to follow our power, man. For the Lord has driven out from before you great nations and strong. But as for you, no man hath been able to stand before you unto this day. All right? One man of you shall chase 1,000. For the Lord your power, he it is that fighteth for you, as he hath promised you, see? So it said the Lord has always driven out our enemies to this day. The Lord has always done it from day one, man. And it ain't going to be no different from where we are right now. Right? We were in slavery in Egypt for 400-something years, right? And the Lord delivered us, man. We were in slavery here for how many years? Over 400 years. The Lord's going to deliver us, man. Esau, red man. And you wicked 2/3 who don't believe, and you scoffing 2/3 in your other nations. The Lord's going to fight for us and be with us. Okay? He always will. And will do it this time again. Because it's prophecy. That's the point. Getting out through the spirit here, Lord willing, man. That it says one of you should chase 1,000. Yeah, see, the Bible's not lying. The Lord's not lying. One of us, one man of the Lord will chase 1,000, man. So what does that mean? Not play hide and seek. Okay? To defend the integrity of the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai upon these decrepit vessels, to keep the integrity and faith, protect our families and our people and the ones that believe. Right? That means we're going to fight against the Lord's enemies, man. And the Lord's going to get so we can't do it in these puny bodies. How are we going to fight 1,000 men? One man one man of the Lord take out 1,000 men. It's spiritual power. So that's coming. Right? Because we're gonna have to protect the ones that believe, because they're gonna be sought. The evil's coming out, the wicked is gonna come out to kill the men of the Lord, to kill the holy, to kill the blessed ones. All right. It says, one man of you shall chase 1,000, for the Lord your power, he it is that fighteth for you, as he hath promised you. Take good heed, therefore, unto yourselves, that ye love the Lord your power. That's right. How do you love the Lord? Keep his commandments. All right. Simple as that. Right. And who are those commandments given to? Well, the nation of Israel. Right. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. And anybody who descends from that line on their father's side. It says, else if ye do in any wise go back and cleave unto the remnant of these nations, even these that remain among you, and shall make marriages with them, and go in unto them, and they to you, know for certainly that the Lord your power will no more drive out any of these nations from before you, but they shall be snares and traps unto you, and scourges in your sides, and thorns in your eyes, until ye perish from off this good land which the Lord your power hath given you. And that's talking about the land of Israel, right? Which eventually did happen because, you know, Israel succumbed to the other gods in the nations, which they did get booted out, you know. But I'm using it as far as this in here in America too, that here it is, we're in a foreign land, and we're amongst heathens. And what are they? They're destroying us, man. They're nothing but, see what's going on now with this whole thing of the government, them pushing this thing to you. That's a trap. That's a snare. And those are heathens doing that. There are heathens behind that. Non-Israelites. Okay? Okay? And this is a thorn to your side. Okay? These are scourges. All right? And you will perish. Many have perished already, but it's not being reported. And behold, this day I am going. And so did the Lord lie? No, he didn't lie. Okay? And behold, this day I'm going the way of all the earth. And ye know in all your hearts and in all your souls that not one thing hath failed of all the good things which the Lord, let me read that again. And behold, this day I am going the way of all the earth. And ye know in all your hearts and in all your souls that not one thing hath failed of all the good things which the Lord Yahweh Shemashah, your power, spoke concerning you. All are come to pass unto you, and not one thing hath failed thereof. You see that, how fervent and how confident Joshua is? He said, not one thing failed. Not one thing failed what Yahweh Shemashah has promised us, man. Okay? Not one. And this one's not going to fail either. The Lord's going to save the elect. The Lord's going to fight for us in his side very soon, because we need him. We need him every day. All right, especially in these detailed times to come. That's what we're trying to tell you knuckleheads out there, man. Okay? That eventually you're gonna believe, but it's gonna be too late. You should be hearing now. Here's the trumpet sound now. We're sounding the trumpet of the Lord now. And the point is that he's gonna be with us when we're on the flee, when we're on the run, when they kick down our doors to force us to do whatever. Who's gonna be there for you? Not T.D. Jakes, not Nathaniel, not IUIC, you know, not even GMS. We're here through the voice of the Lord, but who's going to be there for you? Yahweh Shai through the power of Yahweh. Yahweh Shai through the power of Yahweh. Yahweh Shai through the power of, that's who's going to be there for you, through the power of the Most High, Yahweh. And believing in Yahweh Shai is going to save you from these things through the power of the Heavenly Father, Isaiah 33 verse 6. So, but we're doing our part, Ezekiel 33, right, to warn our people to take the blood off our hands. So we're doing the work of the Lord. But at the end of the day, you got to save. You have a relationship with Yahweh Shemashah that he's going to save you from your peril times to come. And that comes through believing in him. All right? Believing in him. You know, believing in Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? Through the power of the Most High. And it says, therefore it should come to pass when ye have transgressed, therefore it comes to pass that all good things are come upon you, which the Lord your power promised you, so shall the Lord bring upon you all evil things, you see, until you have destroyed you from off this good land, which the Lord your power have given you. And that happened. The Lord destroyed us out the land and took us out the land of Egypt. We're in a foreign land now, also, which I'm correlated to here in America too, that this ain't our land, but the Lord's going to destroy us off this land, man, because he's bringing evil to us. So it just said there that the Lord can bring you good, and he also bring evil. We didn't get out of Israel. We didn't fall away from the Lord in a good way. We fell out of the Lord in a bad way. And it was bad times brought upon us for that to happen. Bad times were put upon us for us to fall away from our power. Through slavery and through being besieged. to being mocked and proverb and being slaves. And you in a slave in America, man. So the Lord brought this evil upon us. It says, when ye have transgressed the covenant of the Lord your power, which he commanded you, and have gone and served other gods, and bowed yourselves to them, then shall the anger of the Lord be kindled against you, and ye shall perish quickly from off the good land which he hath given unto you. And that's what's happening. America is just basically filled with idolatry, other idols. You believe in nothing the Lord has says. You don't believe in the scriptures. You don't believe in the prophets that he sent. So guess what? He don't believe in you. And he's going to show you how he don't believe in you, by destruction. Because the thing that the Lord don't believe in you is in your bodies. All right? You glory in your bodies. See, the men of the Lord, we don't glory in these bodies. We don't believe in these bodies. These bodies are a fucking demon, a capsule of hell, man. So a man of the Lord wants to be free from these bodies, who believes, and to be saved out of here by these holy chariots, man. Because the kingdom of heaven involves new bodies. All right? A new being. We have by Shema Shai. All right? Anyway, that was a point, again, to say that what? I forgot to read it. But, peer pressure. I should have read it in the beginning. Right? A feeling that one must do the same things as other people of one's age